You cannot control the world. You can control your response to it. And that distinction is the beginning of discipline. This is Umbral Audio, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Book 9, on justice, duty, and the common good. Listen slowly. Let the mind settle. He who acts unjustly acts impiously. For since the universal nature has made rational animals for the sake of one another, to help one another according to their deserts, but in no way to injure one another, he who transgresses her will is clearly guilty of impiety toward the highest divinity. He too who lies is guilty of impiety toward the same divinity. For the universal nature is the nature of things that are, and things that are have a relation to all things that have come into existence. He who pursues pleasure as good and avoids pain as evil is guilty of impiety. For such a man must of necessity find fault with the universal nature, alleging that it aligns things unjustly to the good and the bad. Because frequently the bad are in the enjoyment of pleasure, and possess the things which pleasure is produced, and the good have pain for their share, and the things which cause pain. He who is afraid of pain will sometimes also be afraid of something which will happen in the world, and even this is impiety. But he who pursues pleasure will not abstain from injustice, and this is plainly impiety. If thou workest at that which is before thee, following right reason seriously, vigorously, calmly, without allowing anything else to distract thee, but keeping thy divine part pure, as if thou shouldest be bound to give it back immediately, if thou holdest to this, expecting nothing, fearing nothing, but satisfied with thy present activity according to nature, thou wilt be happy. Nothing is more wretched than a man who traverses everything in around and pries into the things beneath the earth, as the poet says, and seeks by conjecture what is in the minds of his neighbors, without perceiving that it is sufficient to attend to the divinity within him and to serve it sincerely. And this consists in keeping it pure from passion and thoughtlessness, and a satisfaction with what comes from gods and men. He who does wrong to himself. He who acts unjustly to himself, because he makes himself bad. Often injustice lies in what thou dost not do, not only in what thou doest. Do not be satisfied with the superficial view of things. Do not act as if thou wert going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over thee. While thou livest, while it is in thy power, be good. The best way of avenging thyself is not to become like the wrongdoer. What more dost thou want when thou hast once made thyself a man of good will and justice? Discipline begins with memory. Continue with Book 10. You're listening to Umbral Audio.